Hello. What's going on, folks? So, if you were watching yesterday's episode, you'll notice that, or you'll remember that I spent some time farming the NM Karata for Boreas Cesti in Bosidine Glacier. I was frustrated because of the drop rates. The drop rate issue caused me to need to investigate drop rates and figure out drop table stuff and kind of just generally figure out treasure hunter and stuff, which was good. However, it turns out that after about 10 or 11 kills, I still wasn't getting the Boreas Cesti, which for me, I like to have all of the best in slot gear when I level monk. That means Ocoats, Boreas Cesti at level 30, because I think that's probably the best weapon with the additional elemental damage. Jujitsugi, Fuma, Kyahan, Retaliators, that type of thing. Maybe Destroyers, but Destroyers will be, from Destroyers to Svarai, that's kind of a narrow window there, so I sometimes don't get Destroyers. But I like to have the best gear for monk as I go, and that includes the Boreas Cesti. And yesterday I was not getting it. Well, it turns out I already have them. I have so many characters on this server, and in other servers like Cat's Eye, and so many characters on so many servers that I totally forgot that I already got them on this character. So here they are, right there, Boreas Cesti. That's why they weren't showing up. I figured that they would show up and say you cannot obtain because you already have them. But maybe that doesn't happen anymore. So, yeah. But at least it was the impetus to cause me to inquire about Treasure Hunter and to figure out what was going on with that. And I learned some stuff about Treasure Hunter in the process. So, there's that. Also yesterday, I went ahead and got my Assassin's Armlets. And I got them to +2 because up here I had to find a shop in Rulude Gardens because Magian Trial upgrade items should probably go in Rulude Gardens somewhere. So here at Dabi Jalio, I got Umbral Marrows, Forgotten Items. Umbral Marrows I'll need 5 of for Relic, Final Stage Relic, non-Afterglow Final Stage Relics. And Forgotten stuff. Making a +2 relic items, approximately 500k for those. And also, as you can see, I am wearing Thamos Kex, mostly for the haste on those. The haste, and obviously this body piece is fantastic. It's not like the best 75 body piece, but I seem to remember at the level 99 era, a non-eye level era before Seekers of Adeline, I remember this being like one of the premier pieces because of all the double attack and triple attack and quadruple attack, especially for dual wielding jobs. Monk, Thief, Ninja, Blue. I mean, that's like excellent piece. So I got that. I put that into an NPC. I put that into the same NPC as the normal quality 75 counterparts, the Denali stuff. And what else did I do? Other stuff too, I think, but oh yeah, let me just go over there and show you what I did. Nobody's watching yet. let me ask you, if anybody does watch this part instead of just joining live and continuing live, does anybody like go back to the beginning and start from the beginning? Because if so, I'll continue to act as if somebody's watching. If not, then maybe I start talking when somebody shows up. Am I even live right now? Am I even live? Let me check on my tablet here. YouTube. Yeah, I'm live. I'm watching on my tablet right now. I think. Almost. Let's see here. Go there for now. Although my tablet doesn't seem to be connecting to the stream. Can I like the stream even though I'm not quite connected to it? Okay, I got a like, so internet's working on my tablet. Alright, so let's see here. I'll just show you what I did here. I went over to, what was it? Was it this M? Hagakoff? No. Was it this guy? Bajab? Nope, still just Ottergan based jobs for Imperium. Over here, I guess. Alright, yeah. Up here, these two NPCs up here. Here's what I put in these guys. The Einerjar gear in this one. That is Einerjar 1 and 2. 3 million gil for the high-end level 99 Einerjar 2 weapons. 1 million and 1.5 for that fantastic paladin armor. I think that's probably fair price, right? 1 million gil for the layer adder helm, layer adder breastplate. That's pretty good. 100 HP, enmity 9. Damage taken 11%. And then Hofud Valkyrie's Fork, level 75. I mean, that's actually not that. I mean, that's fairly comparable to the a relic piece, or Rima pieces for, but still only 100k. I want to be able to encourage myself to get some really good weapons for jobs that I'm not going to be maxing out. I like to be able to give say if my main is monk or something, I like to still level Dragoon and give myself really good Dragoon weapons and stuff. And then maybe not the Herja's Fork for 3 million, but maybe I'll buy a 1 million piece for him just to have all jobs at least pretty well geared. So anyway, that's that. And then over here is the salvage gear. Ares masks, and then 2 million a piece for the Ares +1 level 99 stuff, and then the +1 salvage 2 stuff is 2 million or 2.5 million. So let's see here, Scotty, level 99 thief. Now right now I have to compare level Scotty +1 gear that is salvage 2 or Empyrean +2, or what is the other, and then the Thomas gear, for example. Right now my Thomas coat is all that double attack, triple attack, and some haste. Scotty's Curie is better on the stats, accuracy and attack, and some dual wield, but no haste, no double attack. So, I mean, I suppose I could situationally use the Scotties. Probably not likely to use the Bazoo bands, because, I mean, it's got pet haste, and well, myself haste. Maybe it's better for Beastmaster because of the pet haste, but the haste on these hands are good, but then no Treasure Hunter. Right now I got Treasure Hunter 2. Maybe I swap in Treasure Hunter gear for maybe a ranged attack to land Treasure Hunter, and then, you know, TP gear on something else. If I were to take Thief super seriously, right now I'm just kind of existing all in haste and Treasure Hunter gear as much as I can. But I have the salvage stuff put there. And then over here, I think I probably already showed you, but the pop items for ZNMs. So there's that. That's cool. Alright, so Beardo's bidet. That's actually my tablet. It's an inside joke for another YouTube channel if anybody else is watching, but it looks like it's just myself watching. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this, so I'm not thinking that I have more viewers than I do. Alright, so what am I going to do today? I need a better weapon. I'm working on it with an 87 weapon right now, so do I want to put in some of those pulse weapons? If I do, those pulse weapons are pretty sweet. I'm thinking they're at least a 3 million gil weapon. If top of the line stuff is 10 million gil. Then pulse weapons are pretty close to that. There's pulse weapons, and there's like isn't there like Providence? A couple of Providence weapons too. Like that Saga Singer? Is Saga Singer Providence? I'll have to look into that maybe. But let's see here. There's a bunch of craftable weapons for 99, right? But that's like synergy. No, well, those other craftable weapons, non-synergy craftable weapons at 99. But those are just crafting, which I could be working on. And but I don't want to add those to any NPCs because I need to. They're just craftable. However, there are probably some crafting materials I can't easily get without Void Watch NMs, or for example. So I might need to look into that. There's the high-end synergy, like 90, 95 plus synergy armor I could be adding. There's Void Watch armor I could be adding, like the those sphere items, those ones that give you like a sphere around you, those Salome or whatever. Mikira, Megokai, that type of thing. The I think they're considered pulse armor too, right? So I could be adding that gear, but right now, I mean, I can't even buy them because I have 1.7 mil. So what the price I want to put on that high-end stuff, I can't even do. So yeah, I could look into the Enif, Merzim, Adara, and Shadir, which is the Limbus 2 gear, which is the upgraded Homam stuff. Homam and what's the other one? Homam and I can't think of it, but you know what I'm talking about. The Homam gear is like 75, and then the Enif and Merzim gears are level 99 versions of it, but without C. And I think maybe Limbus is working, so I don't necessarily want to add those. But I don't know if Limbus 2 is working, or the there's Proto Omega, and then there's like Arch Omega. Proto Omega, I believe, is the level 75, and Arch Omega is the higher end one. Even then, I'm not sure I could even beat Arch Omega with just a group of 6. And that's another thing. Yesterday I fought Tiamat, and I was managing to do some damage to Tiamat, but once it got down to like 75% or so, it started to fly. And I couldn't do a thing on Thief because I couldn't get TP. I mean, I guess I could Cyclone and like do some damage that way, but without that TP gain, I could not defeat Tiamat. And Shantoto had already died by that time because obviously Shantoto's doing extra damage. Speaking of that, I think I want to back off a little bit on the elemental damage that I was doing, because a comment yesterday mentioned that yes, in fact, if I boost elemental power up, that also boosts it for the mobs, which is why I got killed by a Thunder yesterday at level 99, Thunder 5. But that is in the main settings page, which needs a server restart, so I'll have to remember that. Maybe next time I shut down the server, or maybe next time I close out the game, I'll shut down the server too and restart it that way. I also have ninjutsu power at 2.5 times. If I got some enemies throwing ninjutsu at me, then that could be bad. Blue power too. Now, blue magic, boosting up blue magic like that, I have it at 2.5 times the damage. Boosting up blue mage power like that obviously will affect my blue mage damage, but will it? I don't think it'll affect enemy weapon skills, enemy abilities, unless it's coming from a blue mage, which isn't very often that you see a blue mage enemy. So maybe I'll leave that there. I think if I want to boost mob damage like that from mob skills, I need to actually increase mob damage. Blue power is different. Weapon skill power I have at 1.5, but I suppose that would probably include enemies that do weapon skills. I'll worry about that later, I guess. But for now, I just reduced elemental power back to 1.0, which is the default. So, there's that. So I guess the question is, what am I going to do now? Did I get my Gabi box item yesterday? Wondrix. Let's see. No, I didn't. Grab that now. The changeover for the days is in 45 minutes. Euxine hat plus 3. That's interesting. This is basically the Talmos hat, except not fully upgraded. Euxine hat plus 3. Did I buy myself a Talmos hat? No. I also have this Halatus helm, but it's an eye level item. I might just have to toss that. I mean, I could put it on right now. I could just put it on right now. But that's okay. I mean, I could just put it on right now. In fact, there it is. But that's giving me too much power. Actually, look at this. Halatus helm. See how my stats aren't going up appropriately? This must not be properly coded. Because right now my strength should be up way more than plus 9, because this itself is plus 19. So taking this off doesn't change my stats at all, which means it's not properly coded. The Euxine hat is. And Raider's bonnet doesn't actually increase stats. So I can't really tell, but I'm sure that is working. So what I'm going to do is, might as well throw away that hat. Also, wrong section. Euxine, Halatus, toss that. So now what to do? Might as well think of something. Oh, I know what I could do. A couple things anyway. We'll see how, if anybody comes in and starts watching, then I'll keep going. If not, then I'll cut the stream short or whatever. We'll see. Maybe the algorithm doesn't like me streaming 5 days in a row in the same time spot, or the fact that I only have 1.3k subscribers. Maybe this is just a bad time to stream if it's only 1 or 2 or 3 people watching. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Zulkheim, is that right? Lithane Plateau, yep. No. No. Ron Fair's closer. Yes. Yes. Matt Vanderfort, what's up? Probably because it's a weekday EST, so the US is either getting up and going to work or is at work. Yeah. Probably. I have to find time where I can. And the earlier I go live, the more peaceful in the house it is. And the less distractions I'll have. And so if I go live later in the evening, or just evening, not necessarily like late in the evening, there is more chance for distractions and noise and not a smooth stream. So, but if that's what I gotta do, maybe I will. Probably a good idea to try it either way. So, what I'm doing now is I'm going to go finish unlocking Summoner. My Carbuncle Ruby is primed and ready. just haven't finished the quest yet. There it is. It's a nice bright day. We'll be able to see that rainbow over Lethane pretty easily. Did you all know that? You, 2 or 3 people watching? That whenever you unlock Summoner, whenever someone unlocks Summoner, a rainbow appears over the crag. Everybody knows that, right? Let's see, I have that to do, and I need to get my Dangrif Stone to unlock Blue Mage. I suppose I could go unlock Blue Mage and start playing it. It's fully functional, at least up to 75. As far as I know. Getting into programming those, which is still a bunch of spells after 75, is probably a good 50 spells or so that I would have to program and test and figure out. So that's a hefty task there. If I even, well, I guess I just need to figure out how to make one work, and once I do that, then the rest should come fairly easily, I would think. Carbuncle's Ruby. From my experience with LSB is good to 75. Yeah, that's what I think too. I just want that spectral flow and Tendril Crush, you know? But of course, where would I even go to get those elementals? I put out a video back in the day about how to learn those spells, but that was Alluvian Skirmish that I got those spells. Where would I go to get those? I'm excited to see how you handle it. Well, it might be quite janky. I suppose I could just create a new spot for those mobs to spawn. Maybe each zone that has those, whenever an elemental spawns, maybe make them have a lottery spawn to be one of those high-level elementals or something. I don't know. Ooh. Remember. Get to the crag. Let's see it. Where's the crag? Oh, yep, over here. I can see the rainbow. I can see the rainbow already, I thought. Was it still... It lasts for a little while, right? I thought I saw it. I saw it in the cutscene. I thought I saw it. Have you modified job points? I have not modified... Like, you mean the abilities? I haven't done anything with that. I have simply modified... Only thing with around job points that I modified is the capacity points accumulation. Did I miss the rainbow? I couldn't taste the rainbow, folks. I'm sorry. I can't taste the rainbow. Blue has no unlockable spells in job points. I suppose... Is that an option? Could I swap out one of the unlockables? One of the things that is unlocked with the spell. I know in one server that I played a long time ago. Oh, you're asking me. I know one server I played was called Valhalla a long time ago. You just went to an NPC and you just like clicked, say, yes, give me a bunch of spells, and then just gave you a bunch of Blue Mage spells. So I suppose I think that was a DSP server, but it is at least possible through that to just get some spells. And I mean, I guess I could always use the GM command, learn all spells, but that's cheating. There's a list in the code base. would it be easier just to create a pop spot for a particular mob? Because right now I can get to a bunch of zones, but I don't know. Do those HQ elementals pop anywhere naturally other than Alluvian Skirmish? I feel like they probably do, right? Somewhere. Right, I've seen DSP trade blue testimony to get all the blue spells. Yeah. The particular server I was on, Valhalla, was they had an NPC inside the Selenial Memorial Library, and you just talked to I think it was a frog or something. You just talked to a frog NPC, and it gave you all of it. But, I mean, if I'm programming blue spells, I could probably figure out how to program an NPC to give me a certain spell. Probably figure that out. I mean, I went to school for computer programming, but this was back in 2001. And I learned some Java, some C++. I even learned RPG and COBOL back in the day. And I don't know why they bothered teaching us that. I'm not going to be working at some nuclear reactor that still uses COBOL. But I did some basic C++, JavaScript. What else was there? I forget what else was there. But that was like a one-year certificate program, and I got good grades and stuff, but that was 25 years ago. Yeah, Fortran. And then in 2014 or so, I went back to school for some web design and development. And then I learned HTML and PHP, but now since I haven't really touched that also, then I'm rusty on that too. So, but I have enough background that I could hack it out and figure out what's going on and replicate some functionality into certain places. I could figure it out. I'm a smart guy, but I don't know C++ enough to just program something from scratch. I'd have to hack it out and just duplicate from other areas that are working, for example. What do I do for a job now? React is where it's at. I don't even know where React is. Right now, because of my personal circumstances, I am just doing DoorDash and Uber Eats right now. Just 2 days a week. I need to basically be home most of the week to help out around the house without getting into too much personal detail. So I'm basically just part-time whenever I can get out there and make some money. And so that's why I'm available here in the middle of the day. I got rusty with the web design, and I certainly don't have the time or the availability to go out there and get a full-time job doing it. So that's where, you just eventually get rusty and you just start going away from it, and life takes you places where you don't expect. But, I mean, the situation right now, it's working for what I need. When the days and times that I can get out and make some money, I do, and then days I'm needed at home, I stay home. Simple as that. But I did work for Pizza Hut delivering for like 5 years until that was actually, that was pretty decent money actually for a part-time job. Making 20 plus an hour delivering pizza was actually fairly good. But Pizza Hut, after COVID happened and I worked at a Pizza Hut where there was still a restaurant inside, still people serving people at tables and stuff like that. I only did the delivery, but COVID shut down the lobby and shut down the in-house dining, and then we moved stores to one of those tiny strip mall like closet-sized stores, and delivering was there. Well, was fine there and stuff. But eventually, prices got too high, and people, they had to save money somewhere, and Pizza Hut decided to eliminate all of their drivers and outsource all of their deliveries to DoorDash. So, naturally, I started doing DoorDash. But now I'm just kind of like... Actually, I like it better. Even though I make less money than Pizza Hut, DoorDash, I mean, some days are good, some days are just junk. But the maximum flexibility for what I need due to my wife needing help at home, I need absolute maximum flexibility. And DoorDash gives that. If I need to stay home a day, I just stay home. And when I can get out and work, make money, I will. So that leaves me with a situation I'm in right now where it's quiet, nobody's home in the house. I'm able to stream in the evenings when everybody's home. Things are louder, things are chaotic, more or less, and noisier, and so. But it's not impossible that I can stream in the evening, but this is just a preferable time at the moment. Let's see here. I missed some chats, but I was rambling. Spectral Flow is definitely with the gift first mobs. Yeah, I've seen some of them around. Have I seen some in Odysee? I think I've seen some of those, at least the same mob model I've seen in Odysee. But I don't think they have the functionality with Spectral Flow. I don't think those spells are enabled until you get to Adolin. But maybe that would be an option to go into there and find one of those and then give them that ability. What do you do for a normal job? Okay, React is where it's at. Gibbity is a great way of coding. I don't know what Gibbity is. That's awesome. I did that through college and military base. I like the freedom of it for sure. If I like, see, I have like 6 years or so of delivering in where I live with Pizza Hut, so I know exactly the good places and the bad places to go to, and I know even specifically some houses where like I see that show up on DoorDash and I'm like, I am not going there. That will definitely not be a tip. I am not delivering to there. Or it's a neighborhood where I'm want to thoroughly avoid. You know what I'm saying? So, why didn't I survival guide directly to Dangraf Wadi? What's wrong with me? Anyway, yeah. DoorDash has been good because of the freedom of it. Freedom and flexibility. And I also do Uber Eats. And some days Uber Eats is great. Some days it's junk. But the same with DoorDash. Because YouTube certainly isn't cutting it. I make approximately about a Netflix worth of Netflix subscription per month worth of money. I think that's about right. But that's better than nothing. I also haven't pushed very hard for YouTube, especially in the last year. So if I started pushing hard, I could make it happen a little bit more. Okay, that's gonna aggro me, and it's gonna bind me. That's just great. That's a high-level mob. Easy prey. That's okay. I can handle that. I'm still. I was already low on HP, so that 965 stone 5 shouldn't have killed me. And clearly, those are still the high-level versions of those mobs. A witchetty grub. Ugh. Alright, well, now I can go to Dangraf Wadi. Custerberg. Dangraf Wadi. Yes. Well, at least I know that those mobs are strong enough to give me XP. What other places are those like 90 plus mobs, 85 plus mobs show up? There's obviously some here. Those grubs, the high level goblins. There's like bunnies. What other places? There's some. Isn't there like a basement part of the boyata tree that has those high level pucks? And there's the basement area in Kuftal Tunnel that has those red tigers, those orangish tigers. Where else do I find that tier of mob? I'm fighting on my server to adjust that too. There was there some there. Yeah, there's some in Gustav Tunnel. Those turtles in the depths of Gustav Tunnel. King crawlers and crawler's nest. Where are the king? Oh, that's right. That big donut room in the bottom. That's right. Yeah, they're in a lot of places. And of course, the basement of Garrelid Citadel. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't necessarily have to go to Esha Zeta or somewhere to kill higher level stuff. Which degrowth? There's that bastard. Do I want to even bother killing some things in here, or do I just want to jig it up? I'll just jig. So, there are the lower tier Adolin enemies, like the Blanched Mandragoras in Czak Battlegrounds. Those give me decent XP, but I've found that the harder stuff in Esha, at least Esha Zeta, is a great place. There's the Eshka Ruan, which I believe I do have access to. Yeah, I should just naturally have access to that, being as far as I am in Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. Oh, that's right, it's the next clearing up that has the item. Abyssea has... I don't know if Abyssea has the highest level stuff, though. I guess, I mean, if I go to Abyssea Altepa, I'll have plenty of stuff there, but do those mobs actually, are they programmed to get stronger and stronger like they do in retail Abyssea? I don't know if they are. Calibri upgrade and the back of Bathlau's thickets are great for JPs. The back of Bathlau thickets. Do you mean the Calibri? Not the Bathlau thickets that on the mainland, right? It's the Bathlau thickets on one of the islands that are still considered Bathlau, right? One of the island sections. What did you have to go through Nizal Isle to get to? Is that right? Are those where greater Calibri are? And then there's those locust mobs and apex mobs that are still in existence on the server. Shiny object, dank riftstone. Locust mobs, those are like way too powerful. Those are Locust and Apex are too powerful without high level stuff. But yeah, Mo C Do Gates. When I have a character that is in God mode, I can easily defeat those like piles and piles of those locust mobs and underneath KRT, for example. And that's where I really rack up the job points there by like spamming Catastrophe or something with the staff, or any AoE elemental weapon skill clobbers them. I could probably max out my job points in 30 minutes doing that, but obviously that would be cheating and that would be wrong. Yeah, all those they're all those like skeletons and bats down there and scorpions. They all link, or they all aggro and probably link. And there's so many of them down there. I mean, it's fun to go down there with God mode on and do some work, but it's not the intention. It is a good way to test, though. I guess if I want to go and test if some job point thing is working, I can go down there and do that. Where am I going? Ottergam. Finish up Blue Mage quest. But yeah, it's fun. I found in God mode anyway, it's much more damage if you do an elemental weapon skull. I guess because you have all those buffs on. And 999 intelligence probably. That's probably what's doing it. Although, does the God mode buff give you like maxed out magic attack bonus too? Alright, Wayud. Yes, I have returned. Your words have moved me to action. Now, I will give you the item which you requested, Sir Wayud. Not to be confused with Wayun from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Shout out. The Stangrove Stone the Traveler spoke of. Yes, yes. I will give you my stone, and I will go to Adiwa. Subterrane. I'm always forgetting which entrance it is. It's Baflau Thicket's northeast entrance, is that right? I think it's Baflau Thicket's northeast entrance. I think. Also, if I was having trouble beating Tiamat yesterday, is that the level of strength that I need to have my character? Because Tiamat is a alliance fight, clearly an alliance fight at 75. Is it a one-party fight at level 99? Probably yes. I mean, some people, I mean, like the elite players back on some maybe retail days, but they could probably kill Tiamat with one party. Some real top level, top geared guys at 75 could probably do it with one party. So I should be able to do it 99 with one party. However, if I can't get TP because I can't stab him while he's in the air, then I just don't have a job that can do it. So in that case, I probably need to level Black Mage in order to be able to do that. But am I possibly going to even be able to kill, say, Pandemonium Warden with only one party, including trusts? Is that even possible? I'm not sure it is. Yeah, T-Mac can be taken by 119 easily solo, yeah, but since I don't want to be eye level, it's the question. I'm 99, not 119. So my experience with LSB Blue is just making it balanced and playing on a 99/99 LSB. So if you put the OP Blue on there, it's perma maimed or perma sub job, yeah, and completely breaks the game. So Blue sub. Never thought about Blue sub on a 99/99 server. Is this the right zone? Yeah, I think this is right. Yeah. And some of the blue spells are definitely broken. Broken in a OP way or broken in a not working way. Probably both, actually. Obviously, blue will require some tweaks. Getting it all working is one thing. Tweaking it to be balanced and not OP is another. Like the one that gives you status effects impact mobs OP way. Gives status effects. Like, for example, Spectral Flow. I think Spectral Flow does... Spectral Flow, is it the ice one or the wind one? Spectral Flow, I think, is ice. That probably will do bind, right? Like Entomb, Petrify, yeah. It goes on Kieran, it lasts for 3 minutes. That's funny. That's very funny. But you know, Kieran kind of deserves it. Ice and Terror, okay, yeah, that's... yeah. That might be a little bit too strong. Let's see what other ones are there. Spectral Flow, because those elementals are dual elementals, so I guess that's why they're... Yeah, that's because they use 2 different spells, if I remember correctly. So you gotta farm them twice, at least. Or up to twice. Hence the 2. Although, if one does Spectral Flow, if the ice / water one does Spectral Flow and is it binding Vulgar? No, that's a light one. Anyway, I guess each spell does 2 different debuffs. Yeah, that's strong. Super strong. Let me look at the spells and ones that need extensive GM God mode testing. I mean, I suppose you could just remove the ability to terror and just ice one does terror. So maybe they don't do 2 different debuffs. But wouldn't ice be more appropriate to have bind? Which one does? One of them does bind, right? Isn't that right? Yes, take the hand. Maybe it's not bind. Maybe it's petrify, that one I'm thinking of, because I remember cleaving on blue before and like stopping them in their tracks. It must be. It must be petrify. That just kind of like feels like bind, because of, you know, obviously petrify also binds you, sort of. Cruel Joke, Mighty Guard, and yeah, bind is regurgitation. Yeah, I remember back in the day, I would back in the, I think it's like 75 days, when me and like one buddy or something would go down to fight the Jailer of Fortitude, that one that the Gra in him, when that changes into the humanoid form, and I would just stand in the middle of one of those square rooms, binding him from the center, and doing like 100 damage or something, because you didn't do any physical damage. I would just regurgitate and bind him to do like 100 damage, and eventually, after a long time, we were able to beat it. I think we ended up duoing Jailer of Fortitude in that way. Blue Mage unlocked. Let's just go play on Blue Mage. How about that? It's good up to 75, so I am comfortable working on it right now without feeling like I'm wasting my time. The question is, do I want to go farm any gear in preparation for using Blue Mage? What are some of the crucial gear pieces that make Blue Mage fun on the way up? I usually like to use the Centurion's gear at level 30 with the Centurion's sword, but right now my nation is Sandoria. So, like, there are no zones, I don't think, that are heavily influenced by Bastok. It's one unfortunate thing about... Ooh, Saruta Baruda's Bastock. The leftover from Gustaberg's Bastock, leftover from my last character, was a Gulka named Worf. If you know, you know. But there's some leftover influence of Bastock left over from when I was playing that character. But they are certainly not in the lead, which means I might not be able to get a full set of Centurion's gear, even if I go over to that character and send this stuff to this character. So how do I deal with getting cool level 30 gear, or other, maybe combat casters swords for Blue Mage, if Winters has no influence at all? Should I put that stuff into NPCs? Because I'm playing one character right now, and there's only one character that can be played on the server at once. I mean, because I'm one person. So should I compensate for the conquest ranking by putting those into an NPC? I'll think about it. Let's see. Polar Roar also does bind. Polar Roar. Is that from those? Is that from the big fluffy ogre Taurus, Ophiotaurus type enemies? Is that Polar? No, Polar Roar. Where is that from? I forget. It's not the walrus enemies. That's something else. Polar Roar. Is that the ice lion, Wildskeeper Reeve enemy? Somehow, yeah, that's right. Licuralis. How do you on Cat's Eye or some other server? I am on my own personal server right now. I'm just fooling around, tweaking my own personal server that I created. I guess it was a couple of years ago, over a year ago. Just kind of doing my own thing here on my own server. Or Cooks. Yeah, come here, Delve Boss, Wildskeeper Reeve, yeah. So yeah, unless I'm like dual boxing or triple boxing or multiple boxing, I am the only player on the account, on the server. So when it comes to conquest influence, that kind of throws a wrench into the way that works. I will consider, actually I think I just have gear. I have that gear already on like other characters. I could just put it on the auction house and sell it to myself. But if I don't have a way to go out and get that stuff, I wonder if I could recode the conquest weapon vendor so that they always allow you to get items not based on what current rank you are or what current conquest rank you are. Just change that up. Ideally, I don't mind spending extra conquest points on stuff that is not under where the conquest of like I'm currently established with. Without using the word salad, what I mean is I wouldn't mind spending extra conquest points on Cloud to get Bastock-based items. But I think you can do that. I think you can go to your own gate guard and get other items from other countries. No, you wouldn't get it at your own gate guard. You get it at that particular other nation's gate guard, and you would just spend extra conquest points. You can do that, but I think you might still be restricted on which items you can get. all this just to answer the question, do I need to have Centurion gear at level 30 on blue? Not necessarily, but I do like the looks of that gear more than a lot of other gear, so I kind of want to. Let's just see what this gate guard will offer me. I wonder if, because I am rank 1, if he'll offer me fast stock rank 1 gear. Okay, I want to spend my conquest points, please. Okay, he is offering me stuff. Rank 3, 8,000 points. Centurion's Axe, Visor, Scale, Gauntlets, Greaves, but no sword. Well, clearly we'll get the Visor. Although I do have the Empress hairband, so I might not even use that. Oh well. Scale mail, of course. I just like the look of it, and I am full. Like Corrales, I watched her older CW stuff. Been giving it a try all week. It's in education and solo self-found. Yeah, the Crystal Warrior game mode on that server is definitely a harder mode than your ace characters, for sure. But if that's what you're looking for, then that works. I leveled up Beastmaster on that character, and actually, as far as I know, I'm probably still in the lead when it comes to referral point bonuses for that. Obviously, I have an advantage being arguably a content creator. If you consider me that. Technically, it's true. Not that that really means anything. I have so much junk and no place to put it. I don't necessarily want to get rid of all my tiger's hides. That's useful, decently useful crafting gear, but I have nowhere to put in my crafting folder here. I also need some workable space. I can sell these ethers here. Sell the ethers. Don't really need those. There's stuff I could sell. I maybe just need to spider webs. Yeah, I'll just craft those quick so I can get rid of them. Spiders. It's 2 spider webs with a lightning crystal. No, is it 3 spider webs with a lightning crystal? Must wait longer. Is that right? Find out. Does that give me like rainbow thread, I think? Rainbow thread. Rainbow thread. Lightning and 2 spider webs. Level 78 clothcraft. Why didn't that work? Lightning. 2 spider webs. Formulas beyond my current skill. Okay, what am I right now? Clothcraft 61. Yeah. Okay, rainbow threads are a little bit hard to come by, so I'm gonna save those. I don't really need this goblin mail stuff. Angriff stone I'm done with. Right. Scorpion claws and shells. They're nice to have, I guess, for doing certain things, but if I only have one of them and it's taking up space, then it's gone. Mercury's easy to get. HQ scorpion shell, what do I need those for? Wood sword, obviously, I'm keeping. Antlion jaw. Cashmere wool, obviously I want that. Dark bronze, dark steel, dark bronze sheet. I don't think that's useful for anything. Dark bronze sheet. Isn't that an AF1 upgrade item? NPCs, yes, you upgraded for AF +1 and Relic +1. I don't need to do that because I am, with the relics anyway, I used up 50 Forgottens and that's fine. AF +1 upgrades. I don't need those anytime soon. I'm not even sure if that's working. I'm already leveled past the geode stuff, so I could probably get rid of those, but they're just going to fill up my inventory again with more geodes. 68 out of 80. I'll go with it. Anyway, back to it. Finish out my Centurion gear. Scale mail. Oops. I have the bounding boots, so I'm not going to bother with the shoes. The gauntlets, I have the battle gloves, I think. So I'm not going to bother with the gauntlets. The leg pieces, might as well. Unfortunately, I can't seem to get the sword. So I'll have to probably grab one from another character or send it to myself. Let's check out Windurst, see what I can get. Windurst. Port Windurst. Exit. Okay, I think what I want from Windurst is rank 4. Is that where the combat caster's dagger, boomerang, cloak, mitts, slacks, shoes. I want the combat caster's sword. Tactician magicians. Mercenary captain's stuff. Mercenary captain's scythe. That's actually good for leveling. Dark Knight. Might as well pick that one up. Anything else? So combat casters, swords, and Centurion swords is what I need to grab. I will be right back, by the way. And we're back. Sirloin of beef, what's up? G'day, mate. Isn't that English? Bloody hell. Wanker. Okay. Alright, so I got some fun Blue Mage gear here. Now, Blue Mage weapons. Aren't there some kind of unique and fun swords to grab? On leveling Blue Mage, what's that one at the Nadirs? The Nadirs, that's kind of a fun sword to have. Where is that obtained? I feel like it's Juggernaut Forest or something. Nadirs. Naders, level 24. Cargo Crab Colin. That is Koraloka Tunnel. Well, let's go. Do I have that survival guide? That would be, I guess that would be Altepa, wouldn't it? Oh, do I have any Altepa? I don't think I do. I don't think I've been out there yet. So if that's the case, I need to home point warp to an outpost warp person to Eastern Altepa. Outpost warp from Sandoria is northern at the log house. That bear cat. I don't know of any bear cats, let alone that one or this one. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. I'm not even a dad, and I still got the dad jokes. Kuzalts. Grab this survival guide while I'm here. Yes. I will zip over to the Koraloka Tunnel entrance and look for Cargo Crab Colin. I can tell you, I don't think I've ever farmed this guy. I think I've gotten the nadirs from the Goppy box before, though. Let me pop it on the screen here in case you don't know what it is. It'll damage 18 sword with additional effect of poison. That, well, I mean, that's not going to have as much accuracy and attack as a Centurion sword, but comparable damage. What else? Do I want to worry about maybe HQing some other swords? Maybe a Sandorian sword for level 15? Possibly Kingdom sword. I could go do that. Let's see, I'm guessing that's smithing. My smithing is 81. That's plenty of well, actually, I'm not sure the level of that. Let's find out. Kingdom sword. This isn't right. It's down here. Kingdom sword is level 15, damage 12. A royal archer's sword with a brass ingots. Goldsmithing. I have plenty of goldsmithing. My gold is 58, so it wouldn't be a tier 3 synth. It would be a tier 2 synth, though. Yeah, that would work. I could try to get myself a kingdom sword. And I would, by the time I reach 40, I would need to have, with Sub Dancer, I would need to have 2 swords at 40, which means puts me in the realm of combat casters. Combat casters sword. Combat caster scimitar. That's right. Plus 2. It's actually a pretty decent sword right there. Smithing 46. Combat caster scimitar and a mithril ingot. So, how do I get some base combat caster scimitars? Do I have any characters that are Windurst that maybe have the sword? I don't know. Before you lies a survival guide. It doesn't say new. Do I actually have it? Could I have just warped there? Did I? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, now, where is Cargo Crab Colin? Koroloka Tunnel. Cargo Crab Colin is Falcatus Arene. That's not it, but that's a cool NM. Cargo Crab Colin. You get to it by path B or C, which is from there. It is so confusing, this zone. It's very confusing. Path B or C. C is right there. Okay, got it. Got it. I don't think I need to jig around here. I will, however, start combat caster. I'm sorry. Koroloka Tunnel Records of Eminence. So who knows how many Collins it's going to take to get to it. So maybe I'll go kill Colin and then swing up and try to kill Falcatus Arene. Now, Colin is a lottery spawn from Clipper. So there should be some Clippers down here. Do we know which Clipper it is? The placeholder. I do not. So, let's just go. Do you link? No, you don't link. Why don't you link? Hey, Sea Monk. That was a triple attack that killed him. I think. Might as well grab a Sea Monk while I'm at it. Come on. What's the name of my server? I named my server Olympus. I tend to name things based on what I'm doing at the time. I think I was playing God of War at the time. So, naturally, I named it Olympus. Much like my last character that I leveled on this server, I was watching Star Trek at the time, so I named my character Worf. some alien edge here. There we go. That's a little better. Treasure hunter's working. What is the respawn of these things? Respawn. Don't necessarily see it. Cargo crab Colin. Lottery spawn off a clipper. 7 to H8, map 4, that's where I am. The naders is considered uncommon, so it's not a guarantee. Is this clipper already backed, or did I just miss one? I think I missed one. Do you see a clipper? That's way up there, though. I don't think that's one. And the clipper that I was on. Okay. I think I got them all. Is there any music in this zone? I don't think there is. Sorry if that's boring for you all. Not my fault. I guess I could kill some other things while I'm at it. I thought single bats aggroed are linked to multiple bats. I should probably equip my bat trial. Let's grab some more. In fact, I bet the combats link with each other. Let's see. Yep. Still got a sim seeker, right? Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna grab everybody. Grabbing everybody. Jammer leech. Strength is impossible to gauge. Okay, okay. Jammer leech, okay. Okay, what are these guys? What's the deal with these jammer leeches? Remember the old Astro Full parties in Cola? Okay, yes I do. I've done that. I just missed out on a bunch of shit. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Too much treasure hunter. It's possible I might need to back off on the treasure hunter a little bit. I boosted it up so much because I wasn't getting my Boreas SD that I already had. jammer leech. What's with the jammer leeches? Time spawn 20 minutes. They drop Carbuncle's ruby and Beastman's blood. Why are they even? What's with them? What's the deal? Do they just have a greater chance at the Carbuncle ruby? Why are they NMs? I only did the Astral Flow parties a couple times, and even then it was not always successful, but it was fun and interesting. Really, bats? Really? Let's go. Get with the picture here. Treasure Hunter's up to 8 with the... well, I guess it's base 7 what I'm wearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. All right, Colin, let's go. At least like a 16-minute respawn or something. Well, might as well desynth some of this junk. Really? Why is desynthing such low accuracy? It is because you faced the wrong elemental direction, I know. A lot of people said that was a thing, but I think it was just rumor. I know that, ooh, steel ingot, wow, nice. I'm almost positive they debunked it, Square Enix themselves debunked it at some point, but there were some people who still believed it. I never crafted enough to have enough data to decide for myself. 2 iron ingots. It seems like they have an equal chance to HQ and equal chance to break. Sirloin of beef. The first time I ever heard that sounds like bollocks. Yeah, it still sounds like bollocks. Nothing wrong with some iron ingots. All right, next. Got some 2 armors. This makes me want to stream Steam Deck to relive the glory days. I don't know. I don't know about the Steam Deck. Oops. I mean, I've heard people get it to work. People get this game to work on it. Can Steam Decks be? Can they be used with non-Wi-Fi, with cellular cell tower signals? Can you use a cellular data service on a Steam Deck maybe, so you can play outside your home even? Or I guess you could get Starlink. You can play Final Fantasy anywhere. Although is Starlink considered a Wi-Fi signal? It might not be. I don't know how Starlink works. Getting Final Fantasy XI to run on Steam isn't the problem, but getting it to run with Windows is a whole to-do. Windower. Hotspot from your cell phone? Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's considered Wi-Fi. Folks use Windower or Ashita now. People use both. I know certain private servers, such as Cat's Eye and Horizon, kind of not necessarily force you, but kind of strongly encourage Ashita with their particular what do you call it, launcher. So the launcher itself is based on Ashita, and it launches with that, and you kind of basically are using Ashita through their own launcher. But you can use Windower on those servers. At least the last time I played on Horizon, you could. I did a video about that, but I think they changed something and made the video not quite right. So I think I hid the video at some point because I was getting questions about it not working or something. I could be wrong about that. And I haven't played on Horizon for a while, so... Oh, sea monk. Cargo crab Colin. There's my buddy. Let's make sure I get a little bit extra treasure hunter if possible. Oh, settle down, settle down. Ashita has its uses, so does Windower. This right now I'm using Windower. But it's not too hard to use Ashita, it's just kind of like changing a few things in Ashita to make it work. Or a few things in your profile to launch it. It is. Let's go, Colin. Let's go. Do I have room? I have room. Naders. Naders. That's good. Might as well kill a sea monk just for fun. Any other gear that I specifically want to go farm for Blue Mage? I mean, NM spawned mobs. I got the... I'm good on headpiece for a while. With the Empress Band, I got the Peacock Charm. I got a weapon, at least for as long as that lasts me. I got Bounding Boots, that lasts a little while. Something I need to consider is I already have the... Check it out. Is it here? Yes. I have the Blue Mage Subligar piece for the level 50 body piece. So that's fun. Nothing really sticking out in my mind. That's stuff that would be... I'd want to go farm before I level it. Can you all think of anything that you're like, man, I need to make sure I get this item for Blue Mage before I level Blue Mage? Oh yeah, I was going to go up there and see if I can kill that spider NM. Although, is it a timed NM or a lottery spawn? I don't know if I want to worry about that if it's lottery. Falcatus Arene is lottery from a huge spider. And it gives the web cutter, which the scythe isn't even going to be used for that long. I don't really think I need that when it comes time to level Dark Knight. So maybe I'm not worried about it. Astral rings to spam. The spam, all the spam. Astral rings, I think. What is it? Double trouble? No. What's the double, double lizard BCNM in Gelsba Outpost? Petrifying Pair, that's right. Petrifying Pair. I think that drops the Astral Ring. I know that Wings of Fury does. I believe I can bring in Trusts in that fight. That'd be fun to maybe go do a couple of those while I have about 20 minutes left. I don't want to get into anything necessarily big, then leave. So, whole BCNMs could be fun. Good idea. Good idea. Thune gave me an Impetus ring. I don't even think I want it. Impetus earring. Latent effect, ranged attack +1. I probably need to sub... Is it sub ranger? Or do I need to have ranger in my party for this particular latent effect? Okay, so... I'm going to warp. Head to Port Juno. I think I have plenty of Beastman seals. Let's see. Petrifying Pair requires a Sky Orb, 30 Beastman seals. Gelsba Outpost. Wings of Fury requires 20 Beastman seals. Cloudy Orb. Cloudy and Sky. That's what I need. Plus, there's potential to give me the platoon weapons. Platoon weapons are pretty good for the level in Wings of Fury. That's fun. Let's do that. Let's go kill some bats and lizards. I really want to mod the server to have learning spells work like weapon skills. So, how would that work? You do the weapon skill enough, then you learn the spell? Or basically you... How would that work? Have learning spells to work like weapon skills. You just, what do you mean? Can you specify? No scrolls, like at elemental skill 100, you get the element 2s or something. So not necessarily blue mage spells, but just spells in general. So it works like old school Final Fantasy then. Like Final Fantasy 2 at level 10 or something, you might learn poison. Now, might require some deep coding for that though. I don't know. You could maybe find an NPC, and then as you level, you obtain those levels, but then you maybe go to this NPC, and the NPC checks what level you are, and then gives you those spells based on what level. But having it done in real time as you level, I'm not sure how you would do that. Okay, so your sounds like you're good then. I'm sure you can figure it out. I know Cat's Eye has done something similar to that, where you go to an NPC, and if you have met requirements, the NPC gives you certain things based on the requirements met, but doing it in real time seems like a different beast. Oh, didn't I? Beastman seal, there we go. Alright, Shami, what do you got? Can't you just unlock all the spells and then they appear as you level up? Well, you have ability to use them as you level up. Yeah, but I mean to decouple the level directly from the spell. Decouple the level. Oh. To decouple the level from the spell. Might take the skill plus gear more worthwhile. Might make this. Alright, so is Shimo the one that I can get it from? No, that's where I trade seals. Shami. Exchange Beastman seals. I want a cloudy and a sky, please. Okay. Is Cat's Eye worth trying? What's the highlights and lowlights of it? Cat's Eye is worth trying. It's a 75 cap server, but there's lots of custom stuff. It's so custom that there are like basically different game modes to play. There's if you want hard mode Final Fantasy, there is the Cat's Eye Crystal Warrior type character. When you start your account, you basically choose what type of character you want to do. There's Crystal Warrior characters where it's like basically the game is on hard mode, and you level up slower. You basically have no access to trading with other people, no access to the auction house, no home points. It's basically hardcore mode, essentially. You're restricted in a bunch of different ways, but it's an extra challenge for that purpose. There's that's Crystal Warrior mode. There is Ace mode, which is accelerated mode. Basically all the quality of life stuff you would expect from a modern Final Fantasy XI, but still 75 capped with all sorts of customized stuff. You can use trusts on, fully able to use trusts on Ace mode and partial trusts on Crystal Warrior mode. Then there's I mean, it's too much to describe, but there's also a third mode, which is Wings Era Warrior, which is a lot of the people from the Wings server were brought in under the new mode of character, and that's a whole different playstyle. It's kind of a mixture in between those. So it's like 3 different ways to play the game, all together, working together in harmony, it seems. is actually pretty cool. I would if you were to, I think there's a link in my description to sign up for that server, and you can get all the details there, like what you get with each one, what you get and don't get with each mode. Basically, you can have 2 different ace characters at once, 1 character, or is it 2 characters on Crystal Warrior mode, and then 1 on Wings mode. So you could probably try each of them and see which one you like, and then, you know, spend time on just one of them. But you can sign up for all 3. Actually, if you use my my code there in the link, if you use Andy Plays Games with Z's as the kind of like the referral code, then you'll get bonus items as you level, and I'll get bonus credits as you level. It's kind of, Horizon is customized in a way that's very like, it's a very like robust, thorough customization, and like smooth running, and everything kind of works. At least the last time I played. And Cat's Eye is a lot the same way. Lots of custom features, running well and smooth, and generally a really well working server without a ton of bugs. They're both, Cat's Eye is basically a lot more quality of life stuff, and Horizon is era appropriate for the most part. At least the last time I played on Horizon, but I found myself always going back to Cat's Eye, because it's, if I can't home point warp, come on, I can't use mounts or something on Horizon. Let's get real. But yeah, the link in my description will take you to the page where you can, at least I think my link is still working, where you get a bunch of details. Let me see if my link is still working. Let's see here. Cat's Eye, join Andy Plays Games. Now, the specific, yeah, it looks like it still works. You basically go to that page and then click on whatever section to create an account for whatever section you want, or whatever game type you want. And yeah, if you want a closer to retail experience, then Ace is what you want. If you want closer to like old school retail, and maybe Wings era is what you want. But if you want super hard mode, hardcore mode, Crystal Warrior is the way to go. So hardcore that if you are in Unbreakable Crystal Warrior mode, means if you die, you go back to level 1 from wherever you are. But you can disable that. You can start off your character in non-unbreakable mode. You can go into breakable mode, basically, and then not have your character reset to 1 when you die. That's part of the hardcore mode. And if you do, I think as far as I know, it's still the case, if you do get to level 75 without dying, basically in hardcore mode, then you get the job stars above your character, and basically bragging rights. Although the stars might not be the case anymore. I think you get some sort of indication that you did it, but I don't know if it's really the job point stars anymore. They might have changed it to a different icon of some kind. But yeah, it's tough. All right, let's go with Wings of Fury first. Choose Ace mode if you want to watch CW's exploit in Rule Break for claim shield advantage over you. Sounds like Amp is a little salty. Salty about something that happened in life to him. I don't know the details about any sort of claim shield happening, so I don't think I can comment on that. Unable to use trust magic, and I'm here on Thief. That's not gonna work. Why can't I use trust magic? I'm still sub-dancer. Can I still use a samba? I still got a samba. Can't even... this is not gonna be pretty. Thought I could use trusts. Maybe I need a level beast if I want to do this again. I'll see if I can pull one at a time. This may not work. Well, crap. Here's what I'm doing, folks. God mode. Don't judge me. Come on, face the guy. There we go. I got that 100 fist dagger going. Why can't I use trusts inside of BCNMs? I need to look into that. But I don't think there was an obvious setting that I needed to change to make that happen. Okay. What's up with that beef? Still fun to find out what you get, though. Yeah, watching CW's relog, lead pass, and call infinity trusts during H&M fights and dual box aces to camp overlapping H&M windows kind of makes one salty. Yeah, sounds like a bunch of stuff. Platoon Lance, that's one of the ones I wanted. Am I full? I guess I'm full at the moment. Don't need that. Definitely don't need these. Don't need that. One more space. Seashell, don't need that. Platoon Edge. Probably don't need Platoon Edge either. But whatever. Platoon Lance. That's such a good weapon for Dragoon at that level. What was your original 2003-ish server? The very original server, the one I tried first on, but only lasted a week or so until I just was kind of weirded out because it was so different. That was Ifrit server. My character was named Bellerophon on the Ifrit server. Bellerophon, because I just watched that, I think it was Mission Impossible 2 or something. Whichever one was the Chimera virus with the Bellerophon cure. But yeah, I named my character as a Gulkan named Bellerophon on the Ifrit server. And then my first character that I actually stuck with was Remora in 2004. Remora, I was Israfel on Remora. And for a short time, or for a medium amount of time, I guess, I was the leader of the Divine Might Link shell on Remora. There was one shell called Divine Might, and there was a second one. I think I was like not like the first iteration of the Divine Might Link shell. I think there was like a more like high-end one that somehow we got the name to or something like that. Angel of Song. So no, I was actually monk mostly, but yeah, Israfel is the Israfel from the well, Israfel was it was a character in, I guess maybe, is it the Bible or is it the Quran or something? I'm not really sure about the actual history of the angel Israfel, but yeah, Israfel was an angel, the herald angel, I guess. So you would think it would be Bard, but I didn't know about that at the time. The reason I called my character Israfel was because at the time there was a virus on my computer that was named Israfel. And I spent like days trying to get rid of this virus. I kept finding it. I must have downloaded some picture of somebody or some file that had a virus on it. Because this Israfel virus didn't really do anything bad. It just kind of like kept itself there. And I kept trying to get rid of this thing. And I kept I kept getting it and it kept showing back up in my folders. And I kept deleting it and deleting everywhere where I found it. And it would show back up again. So I was like obsessed with getting rid of this file called Israfel. And then I named my character that. And I later found out it was an angel. I'm not sure if it's from the Bible or the Quran or the Torah or whatever it's actually from. But it turns out that it also was a character in Edgar Allan Poe's musical. I forget which one. Was it The Raven? But anyway, I named my character Israfel, and then it's kind of like where I kind of like stuck with me. Like I named a lot of my characters Israfel. So yeah. I was Ampulus on Remora, and I've been Amp ever since. I don't recognize the name. I don't know if I've really made a big name for myself on that server, so I don't expect anybody to remember me, unless you're actually in the link shell. I might as well just try the leaping or the petrifying pair with God mode on, since I don't want to. Since I'm here, might as well. Total recall seems to work too. Petrifying pair. I actually sold my Israfel account to some guy from PayPal bought it. I forget where I sold it, with some website, and I got like a PayPal payment for it, like $500 for that account. And then I used that $500 from PayPal to buy an Xbox. Well, it turns out, Xbox 360 by the way, turns out that the guy who bought my account was a scammer, and then like retracted his got a refund for his money. So he got back that $500 and then caused me to owe $500 to PayPal when I had already spent the money on an Xbox 360. So to this day, I cannot have an account with PayPal because they'll just want that money back. At least the last time I tried, they said, I think they've like banned my email address or social security number or something. I don't know. They banned me somehow. So now PayPal doesn't want to deal with me. So yeah, they actually they got my account, and I spent, that was those years worth of stuff, and they got my account, and then they actually ended up getting my account banned. So I don't think I'll ever be able to get back that account on retail, because that account was banned for I think I found out that it was like spam. If it was a scammer, they must have probably been shouting to like sell Gil or something on my character. They must have been. But that's alright. It's I had that account from 04 to 09. And then I started up I played with some friends' accounts between like 9, and then I started up my own account again back in 2012, and basically that's the account I still have on retail if I ever go back. And then of course many characters on various private servers, probably 6 or 7 private servers I've had characters on, and then including my own, which is probably 6 characters that I've worked on my own server. So all in all, back when I actually had the ability to track I think I have years of playtime, like multiple years of playtime in this game altogether for the last 20 plus years. That is not like years of playtime, meaning like I played for like 04 to 09, and that's 5 years. Actual years of actual playtime. As I'm sure many of you probably had the same thing. Actual years of playtime. What did I get? Lizard skin, don't care. Dispel, that's useful. What do I need to get rid of here? Cotton thread, not worried about. Bat wings can be traded for decent gil. Fiend blood, not worried about. I need to get rid of this junk. I got too much junk. Bat fangs, I'm not worried about. Okay, got everything. Katana Obi. Rapier belt. Dispel. Rapier belt, I think that's subbing Red Mage? No, that's like enfeebling belt, isn't it? Rapier belt, that might be subbing Paladin. Is that right? Well, let's find out. Katana Obi, that's clearly subbing Ninja. Rapier belt is subbing Red Mage, okay. Yeah. So if I were to go blue sub Red Mage, extra 5 sword skill. Katana Obi. Is that Great Katana? Must be Great Katana for the store TP. Yeah, Samurai sub. The Ninja sub, it would be like what is the Ninja sub version? Sarashi, dual wield. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Alright folks, it's 12 o'clock. That sounds about a good time to stop. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And we will see you around Vanadil. Bye-bye now.